Bow, bow. Audio sync, audio syncing, audio sync, audio sync, audio sync. Okay, guys. Hi, Ken here. It is about 9 in the morning. 10, probably. I don't know. The daylight saving kind of threw me off. But I want to show you guys my typical routine for getting out. And today I'm testing a few things. I've kind of reinstalled my bar here. Just because I took it off because I was getting a lot of vibrations in the mirrors. But I'm putting it back on because simply I just lack the space on the handlebars to mount any kind of cameras. And gonna get my bike out of the garage here, go for a little ride and see if I still have persisting vibrations in my mirrors. These are not the greatest mirrors. I do find them very vibey, and last night even checking on these, I realized they're kind of separating. Like, if I show you this part of the lens here, I was getting loose. It was so loose I could easily push in. So decided to use crazy glue to nail down some points here to see if that helps with the vibration. Really just want to take it out for a test ride, but I thought I'd pick out a couple of my cameras to take to the local parking lot just to test my setup here. So, yeah. I would love to go for a more thorough ride, but they're forecasting a little bit of wind. I just don't know how much I want to be out there with that going on. So, I'll get on the bike, see how far I can get. Now update you guys as I get on the road. And I also want to adjust these mirrors because they haven't been adjusted yet to how I like them. It's funny, I'm getting quite good at guessing where I like my mirrors just by position, and I got them pretty close. Tilt them down a little bit. So far so good. Yeah. We'll see how vibey they get. It's still 10 degrees. They're not too bad. So I'm pretty happy with how they're vibrating. I mean, they vibrate. Let's not kid ourselves here. But maybe I'll talk about what I got going on the bike. I ordered a few things coming from India for the first time. For the first time on eBay, actually. I've gotten myself a heel toe shifter. Claysby Royal Enfield Genuine heel toe shifter. So that's coming. You know, something to do for the winter months. If I'm not going to be riding, I'd rather be tinkering around. And the reason for the heel toe shifter is just I want more options to wear different kinds of boots. With the winter getting here, and I like to wear maybe like thicker hiker boots. Hiking boots keep me warm, dry. I think some of my boots are kind of thick-toed or big-toed, so I thought maybe I'd get something to try there. I like the idea of the heel-toe shifter because you're sitting up so upright on the Bullet that I thought it could be kind of interesting to try, and it's not terribly expensive. It would be nice to see if that would be something I like. And if it's not, you know, it's a metal piece, I can always try and resell it or give it to someone who might want to try it out. What else do I have coming in? I have I got myself a Royal Enfield military canvas pannier rack. So they mount on both sides. They're steel. They are quite sizable. They're pretty big. And I think the whole idea with that is like I'd like to have something for touring next spring, summer. And I think if I do any kind of significant trips or I really need to haul stuff, that's going to be the way to go. And I can simply slap on my usual over the pillion seat bag and strap it down. With that combination, I should be able to haul a lot of goods. And I realized I do a lot of grocery runs, lunch runs on this bike, and it'd just be nice to have something that's a little bit more convenient than a case, and just something more sizable, really. And also the idea of hauling a lot more camera gear. I like that it is a military style rack that has some protection, like a bump protection, because it's a stiffer bar. It comes around the bottom and sticks out, pokes out a little bit. But anyways, yeah, it would just be a good option to haul like extra gear. I never know really exactly where to put camera equipment, so hopefully that helps out. I did want to note, I did a little jerry-rigged up DNA cover removal test. So I essentially removed the snorkel on the Bullet 350 and gave it a test run without a cover. I'll post up a little link to how I managed to do that with some spare made up. I think it was like a bike rack mount type thing. I'll show you guys how I managed to hook that up. So basically just holds the air filter in place while riding, and I didn't notice a huge difference other than it just made a really huge induction noise. Like it just makes that, I don't know. Didn't particularly like it, didn't particularly care for it, so I'm glad I did not get the cover for the DNA filter. So I'm pretty happy with the way it is now. Yeah, I saw the release of the new Bullet 650, and it looks like it's going to be very similar to, if not exactly identical or differently tuned, but it's a 650 engine, just like all the rest of the other Royal Enfield 650s. And I really like the look. I like the look of that Bullet 650. I think out of all the 650s, I would rank that and the Interceptor 650 as my favorite Royal Enfield 650s. Do I like it enough to want to upgrade my bike to it? Not right now. I don't think I am interested in that much weight, and it would just be too similar to what I have already. And I'm quite happy with the 350, to be honest. I like that it's a single thumper. And to ride a Bullet 650 and not have that thump, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know, I'm a sucker for the single cylinder thump. Another thing I want to do is just check into my local empty parking lot and do a couple of figure eights, low speed stuff. Now, since I have my setup mounted, I figured I'd show you guys how I do figure eights, and I've actually never seen myself do these things. So I figured I'd do a little recording. I am hauling my teeny tiny miniature tripod that I picked up at local thrift shop to record with my phone. I'm running a GoPro on my helmet, You can probably see that, right? I am, I don't know how I feel about mounting the camera on my helmet, because I feel like as I'm riding a bike, I'm like a squirrel. I'm just looking like everywhere 3-4 times. My head's very jerky, very frantic. At least that's how it feels to me. And I don't know if that looks good, but we'll find out. So I've got a GoPro mounted on my helmet. As you can see, I've got another GoPro mounted on my bike here. Just gives me the view outside of the windshield, or through the windshield. And then I'm recording my audio through my Cardo to my smartphone. So that's how I've got everything set up to record. And I'm just trying this setup out because it's a little bit more intense than what I'm used to recording equipment-wise. So I figured I'd give this a go, give it a whirl. I could already get, I'm already getting a little bit of rain on my windshield, so maybe this will be a light drive out. But I want to try and set up my camera, do some figure eights, really just to see myself riding and maybe see if I notice anything different or things I ought to change. But my goal here is to conduct a figure eight, run a figure eight, and having a turn radius no wider than 2 of these parking lot spaces. All right, so that's the goal here. I want to try it and see how I look, and I'll record some of this. You can see my controls, and I can show you guys what I'm doing as I run through these. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop out my tripod. This tripod, I got it because it does. Look at this. Well, you gotta turn it a little bit to lock in. It doesn't always lock in, but once it does, fully extend it. Hopefully it doesn't get blown over by the wind, right? And it doesn't get hit by anyone driving through this parking lot. So I'm gonna go ahead and disconnect my phone on my little screen here, video recording setup, and see how I do with this. Phone. And so, here we go. I'm not sure if I can height. But, there we go. Height. So medium right here. Alright, so I got a phone recording going on. Let's see how I do my figure eights. This is also something I want to practice over the winter time. Like if it's not great weather to ride, I really want to sort out my slow speed stuff. And the one thing that I feel I am missing a lot of times when I'm riding is just riding in that friction zone is something that I don't spend enough time doing. So here I am going to approach this, attempt a little U-turn within 2 lanes here. Ooh, tough. Figure eight. I've gotten a little frustrated because I seem to do better left U-turns than right. And again, this is just riding the brake. This runs a little wide. Riding the brake. Riding the brake. Riding your clutch. And I think I really should shift my weight a little bit more. And they do say, look where you're going, right? And it helps, but I think a lot of people assume you can easily just go to look at where you're going, and the transition is not that simple. What I try to do is then just listen and feel where I'm going with my front wheel. Looking ahead, feel where I'm going with the front wheel. Well, touch it around there. Again, like this is not easy. I'm riding these U-turns. I'm trying to get into the zone of these two spaces. Sometimes I'm not riding brake enough. Sometimes I'm riding a little wide like this. I'm going to do a few more. I don't know if it's possible. People talk about doing like fully locked turns, and I feel like this bike just turns so much. The handlebar is so flexible that I don't know if I ever but not at this speed. Maybe at a faster speed, perhaps. But it's maybe I'm just not there yet. Whew. Yeah. And maybe just slow down the whole process. Again, riding a little wide. I gotta say kudos to those people that can do it within one single parking space. Like, I cannot. This is about to step. Again, it's riding the brakes, riding the rear brake, playing in the friction zone. I feel like this might be good. Yeah, I can't get any tighter than these two lifts. No problem. The right, a little tricky for me, and I think maybe just sometimes you're just better at one turn than the other. Oh yeah, maybe. Okay. Yeah. Again, riding the brake, clutch. Maybe I just gotta really slow down, right? That's got level. There we go. Fine. That's got better. I do gotta say, after doing this for a while, the left hand just feels it being in that friction zone. Again, riding the brakes. Going real, no. So, anyways, that's, I could go faster. I could do faster on my left turns. I cannot for the life of me do it on the right. But I think, I suspect people struggle with the right because your fear of having to put your foot down when it's already on the rear brake, I think that also throws me off. Like when you do a right turn here, not being able to commit that feet down because you're already on the brake, I hesitate with that. There we go. Slow right down in the friction zone. And I feel like if I do slow down enough, I get there. So, again, practice. And I know that I probably should lean more. But I don't feel like this is... It's doable. I don't know, but I'm really struggling with how to go tighter on this. Like, this is as wide as I I could do right now. 2 spaces, easy peasy. Rights, if I gotta really hit the line here on the left, camera left, do that turn. I do find that once I've done this a few times, I look further out to where I need to go. It helps. It helps. Just looking slightly further out. And I think the reason people do, the reason you're looking out, it helps you visualize what to expect with your brain's, gyroscopic sensing. I don't know, I'm making shit up here. But I feel like the gyroscopic feel, when you're looking out, you get a little bit more accustomed to what to expect, perhaps. That way, no panic alarms are, kicking off on you. Oh, that's nice and slow, nice and slow. I'm only gonna probably do this a few more times. I feel like I should drive. Like, I really feel like I should get one of those exercise things with the wrist that pumps your wrist and work on your forearms or something. Maybe do that while I'm driving. Get rid of that anger you have in traffic. Frustration. I had a guy try to make a left on me, and he didn't stop at a stop sign today. I was driving my kids to work. Just cheese me. And I can't help it, but things just cheese me off now that I ride a motorcycle and see people blatantly just not having any respect for the law. I really should get that arm, what do you call it? Forearm masher thing. All right. I think that's enough for me. My arms are feeling it, so talk to you later, guys. Peace out.